out in this bitch. What is going on? I'm your boy with the triple threat, back to black podcast. That's what shit should be. No, I don't know podcast, because motherfucker, I don't know. I never claimed to know. I am still learning, as Nearly Fuller Jr. teaches us every day. Shout out to everybody that's out there handling business. Hey, I'm your boy Warren G. Been clowning sucker free since 2003. You know what I'm saying? That's when I would say life was an anomaly. Hey. And I float like a butterfly and sting like a bee looking ass. Fuck out of here. Shout out to everybody that's out there handling business. Shout out to the finessers. Shout out to all the motherfuckers that's out there at the corporate plantation right now. Hey, I know what it is. Motherfuckers up there talking about have a good fourth. Nigga, what? Stop. Nigga, black people have a good fourth when y'all give us our land, wealth, and resources. Stop playing. Hey. Shout out to everybody that's at the corporate plantation dealing with anti-black racism at all costs. I'm so sick of these niggas acting like anti-black racism is not real. The system of racism and white supremacy is real, so shout out to all you motherfuckers that do understand what that is about. Hey. Shout out to everybody that has read the ISIS Papers by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Hey. Shout out to everybody that has read Black Labor, White Wealth by Dr. Claude Anderson. Hey. And shout out to all my motherfuckers out there that's handling business and doing what the fuck they gotta do. Hey. Hey. And shout out to all my finessing ass niggas that's sitting around the house right now trying to figure out who the next motherfucker that they gonna finesse. So shout out to them. And when I mean finesse, I mean a nigga that's just, like I said, sitting around the house, chilling, kicking it. And you tired, just got from work, and nigga like, hey man, what you trying to do? You trying to go to the strip club? Shit, try to see some bitches? Nah, my nigga, I'm tired. Shit, man, what you been doing all day? Man, I've been at work all day, man. Nigga, what you been doing all this shit? Just chilling at the crib? Nigga, just chilling at the crib? So you don't plan on ever getting no job, huh? Or doing nothing? God damn, keep them motherfuckers away from me. And shout out to all my females out here that'll get their hair done but won't wash their pussy hole or asshole. Let me stop. Won't wash their pussy or asshole, and once they take off their pants, you don't even need to take off their panties. It smells like hot garbage. Mixed with a little bit of motor oil. So shout out to all them broads. Shout out to everybody talking about, hey man, this COVID shit ain't what they saying. So what you trying to do? Shit, nigga, I'm trying to go kick it. Well, who all gonna be there? They say about 1,000 people gonna be here. Be there. Are they wearing masks? Shit, hell no, nigga. These all COVID free niggas, man. Get the fuck out of here. So shout out to you dumbass niggas too. And shout out to everybody that's like, all we gotta do is pray and vote. So shout out to you suck ass niggas. Pray and vote, alright? Yeah, pray and vote. Go get this book, The Measures of Power. It'll tell you about all these goddamn so-called religious beliefs that come from Africa. So while they giving you, shout out to everybody that believes in Cesare Borgia, that's Jesus Christ. Shout out to everybody that understand that the letter J is only 900 years old, but Jesus Christ is 2,000. Let me stop, man. I ain't trying to fear nobody in their religion, because I'm not here to do that. I just like to give motherfuckers my perspective. So shout out to, everybody that understands how these situations work. Hey. And shout out to all my people that's handling business, like I said, on the corporate plantation. Corporate plantation means the job, nigga. The job that you don't want to be at. So shout out to y'all. Hey. Shout out to the motherfuckers that's out there panhandling and got a bigger, better house and car than the average niggas do. Cause you gotta follow those motherfuckers home too. Motherfuckers out there panhandling. I seen a nigga sign that said, jobs won't hire me. So can I just get money for some food? This nigga was on the cell phone. I wanted to be like, well, why don't you sell that cell phone, motherfucker? Boy, these panhandling motherfuckers out here have gotten real sophisticated, so shout out to all you panhandling motherfuckers too. And shout out to all you motherfuckers that don't understand what the shade tree is if you don't live in Las Vegas, Nevada. You come out here real quick, and I will show you where the shade tree is on Las Vegas Boulevard in Owens. I gotta get my shit together so I can go down there and do some filming down there at the shade tree so motherfuckers can know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Hey. Shout out to motherfuckers that live across the street from the goddamn cemetery. That's a fucked up feeling. I don't want to live in that no goddamn cemetery. What kind of shit is that? Hey. Shout out to all you motherfuckers, like I said, that's like, all we gotta do is vote. Then you shouldn't be complaining if you don't vote. Man, get your sucker ass the fuck up out of here with that clown ass bullshit. Nigga, what has voting got y'all the last 400 years? A whole bunch of anti-black, racist, white supremacist motherfuckers in office that don't give a fuck about your black ass. Stop. Hey. Turn this shit down. I'm just grooving. Hey. Nah, man. We about to get in there. Shout out to everybody that be checking it out. Shout out to Shawnee, Tasha, everybody's in there. Hey, man, I'm glad y'all was checking it out last night. Hey, y'all see? Hey. Hey. Tasha, I got that video. Hey, man, I got this text message right now. Look. Now, these are the people that be in the chat. Now, I get a message, and she like, in the message is like, hey, now why they was fucking with your fucking YouTube, but look at this YouTube, and this YouTube had hella fucking views. And it was playing all the way through, and they were saying the same shit that I was saying about Jeffrey Epstein. I started watching the documentary on Netflix. Man, that motherfucker was cold. And look, I didn't watch the documentary. That's on my mom, rest in peace. That's on my mom, my cousins, everybody. I did not watch the documentary. It's been on Netflix for a minute, and I ain't watched the shit. So, with that being said, now watching the shit, I was calling it before I even seen the documentary. Man, that bitch, whatever the fuck that bitch's name was, Ghislaine or whatever, Ghislaine Waters. I'm not Ghislaine Waters, Ghislaine Maxwell or whatever the fuck that bitch was. That bitch was up with the shit too. She was fucking with the young bitches and luring them in and then luring other bitches. Oh man, so y'all need to go check that out. But yeah, go check out my last podcast. It was kind of skipping and shit. But go check it out. I ain't gonna get into it, but that's what we was talking about. It was so funny because I looked at the video and I text back and said, do that surprise you? Because of course hell no. They don't even be sending out they don't even be sending out the alerts on time. I could be in this podcast 35 minutes and the motherfucker be like, damn, I just got your fucking alert. But I don't be tripping because I know I be spitting real shit, so I don't care. And I ain't on here cloud chasing like a lot of motherfuckers do. I'm not here to cloud chase. Fuck all that, man. Look, cloud chasing is for a suck ass motherfucker. I ain't trying to do that shit. That's why I barely be on my Instagram as it is. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I might go live tonight. I might not. My siblings, they can tell you I don't hardly ever be on there like I used to be. Because that, I know they'll censor my shit, so I try to hit and miss. But it was just funny to see that shit. And man, speaking of, now I was watching Shannon Sharp. He had some real interesting things to say. I'm about to try to look it up. But before we get into that, you notice the real symbols of the Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? Because you have some sambos out there. If y'all seen the little picture before, you do. You got the Ben Carsons, the Terry Crews. They just all fucking sambos to me, man. And the reason why we got to start pointing these people out and sticking to the point, because we got to start using education. Not only will we call them out, we have to back it with what we know. Like me, I'm never going to talk out the side of my ass about if I'm not referencing a book. If I'm not referencing a book, I'm just going off what I know. Now, I don't know everything to be true in every single book that I've read, but I know a lot of things that I've read in a lot of these books, I've known them to be facts. So with that being said, y'all need to go get Black Labor, White Wealth by Dr. Claude Anderson. I'm gonna keep showing this book. I don't give a fuck how many people get mad. I don't care. Go get this book, Black Labor, White Wealth. If you go on Amazon right now, the book is like $400. So if you can find somewhere else, go on powernomics.com. That's where you get the book for the low. And reading that book, he basically breaks down black labor and white wealth and what it, trickles down to what it equals, the equivalency to our labor. So you look at black labor, that equals white wealth. And then you got all these black sambos fucking being not oppositional, but counterproductive and going on TV and going and just saying certain things that I would say particularly I'm not fond of. And the thing about people like Terry Crews, and it's not just him, it's regular people. People like Terry Crews, these motherfuckers, man, they're very dangerous to society. They're very dangerous to young black people. And the reason why, because now we have this imagery in our mind that that's how we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be like catering to the dominant society. And like, no, if with all white people, it's gonna be black supremacy. Man, stop the bullshit, Terry Crews. Your bills must be at that shit, and we gotta put an end to that. Those are the Black Lives Matter people. The Terry Crewses, the Ben Carsons, the motherfucking Sheriff Clarks, all those type of motherfuckers. Those are the people that you gotta look at and categorize them as the sambos. The Tell 'em About the Gun Line bosses, the Steppin' Fetchits, the Stephen from Django's. Those are them. Those are those people. You gotta categorize them, because think about it. Black Lives Matter, they just kind of took a twist and went into their own shit. It ain't even about niggas no more. It's about trans and all this other shit. It's like, ain't nothing wrong with that, but that is separate to what George Floyd went through. Philando Castile, Mike Brown, Eric Gardner, Oscar Grant, Alton Sterling, Freddie Gray, Sandra Bland, David McAtee, Breonna Taylor. Do I need to say any more? Do I really need to say any more? Where a motherfucker will be like, oh, okay, I get it. And I think it starts with reading. And you got to understand where these sambos, like, I think it was either in Powernomics or Black Labor White Wealth, how Dr. Claude Anderson basically breaks down Hayward Shepherd. I never knew who Hayward Shepherd was. I'm not finna front and be like, I never knew who he was. I know no fucking Hayward Shepherd was. But I think it's in Powernomics. He breaks down Hayward Shepherd so bad. I think it's in Powernomics. Basically, Hayward Shepherd got a meritorious manumission. And if you know what a meritorious manumission is, you do something for a white person and they'll give you a privilege. So basically, if you do something for a white person back in that day, they'll give you like a privilege. Like, oh, you can go sit on the front porch. So to my knowledge, Shawnee or Tasha, whoever read the book, y'all would have to correct me. That means one of y'all, whoever read the Powernomics or whatever, correct me if I'm wrong. Hayward Shepherd did something to earn the right to sit on the front porch. And if I'm not mistaken, he was the nigga that warned the other slave masters, John Brown is coming. John Brown is coming. Because John Brown had got he was an abolitionist. And he had got a whole bunch of other black people to be like, we need to kill these other white people because what they're doing is going against God. Black people are not here to be slaves. And they're misinterpreting the Bible. So we need to kill all these white people. And the black people, I'm pretty sure, was probably looking at him like, this is probably a trap. No, it wasn't the white man that trapped all the niggas. It was a nigga who was on the front porch and who got the luxuries of a meritorious manumission and was able to sit on the porch. Massa, John Brown is coming. Massa, them type of motherfuckers. Those are people we have to discard up and get them the fuck away from us, man. See, I don't give a fuck about who we dating, all this other shit, but I'm gonna tell you right now, when you start acting like a Sambo and a coon, see, that's why I would have to question all the people around the Terry Crewses, the Ben Cars, all that. What the fuck? Who was around y'all where they allowing y'all to just be Samboing it up with all this shit going on? You know, just like I was reading about this young black brother who plays baseball, and you know, this was in Iowa, Charles City, Iowa, and they was yelling, you shouldn't have been George Floyd, and you need to go back to the field, and all this other shit. And then his mom basically was like, kind of mammying. And, you know, I wanted to hear what she was going to say, because I was going to play, she was going to definitely get the mammy music. But I couldn't, but she didn't say nothing, so I was like, nah, I ain't going to do it. But if she was going to say, come out and start playing, mammy, that shit, you're definitely getting it. Keisha M. Cummings says, this is my boy. He is kind, sweet, and talented. You sound like the Help. If you can't see beyond his skin color, then sucks for you. And just an FYI, he has never worked on a field. His name is Jeremiah, not Colin. He doesn't care who you support politically, and he doesn't remind you of George Floyd. See, that's some sample shit. I would have said to all you anti-black white supremacists, fuck all you and may you burn in hell. That's what I would have said. But of course, the mammy and oh, he is kind and sweet. See, look, while you up here trying to, when they go low, you go high. When they go low, you go high. When you go high, they go lower. So they can cut your goddamn legs off. That's what they doing. So while you sitting up here simping and trying to do that shit, that's what they doing to you. So let me tell you this. That is not how you want to, in my personal opinion, that's not how you react. And a lot of this behavior from our community is because they watching motherfuckers like Terry Crews and Ben Carson and all these other black people that come out and be like, oh, well, you know, we need. I'm not saying we don't need other racial groups' help, but if we don't get their help, as Dr. Claude Anderson teaches us in the United States of America Incorporated, black folks have no allies. They have no friends. You have no friends. So anything somebody do, you can just take that as a luxury. Because a lot of people, they'll march with you, but when bring up reparations, let's see how many motherfucking white folks out there gonna be like, yeah, y'all should get reparations. Y'all should get like 30 trillion. Them motherfuckers gonna be like, well, because let me tell you how most white folks think, in my personal opinion. If white people went to them and said, well, there's a proposal that black people are gonna get reparations, they might get about $30 trillion, which equivalates to like $6 million per person. Some white people will be like, why the fuck those niggas deserve that shit? That's bullshit. Some white folks will be like, I don't think that's fair. You know, slavery was so long ago. I'm going down the options of you're white fragilists and white supremacists. Some people will be like, fuck those niggas. They don't deserve shit. You know, they should be happy that they're even allowed to even be a part of the United States of America. That's how some people are. And then some white people gonna be like, oh, I think that's good. And then they're gonna find them a nigga and treat them good. Because this is what I think. I'm saying this before it even goes anywhere. I think white people will know what's going on before we will. So they'll already get the up on, okay, black people get reparations. And I think if it's gonna be more money than the average boss that you work for, I think a white person gonna take you under their wing and do you real nice so they can get some of that money. So you don't forget them when you get it. That's what I think. I don't think, for the most part, most white people, they feel like if they ain't telling a nigga what to do, they ain't complete. I'm just telling you the real. You can think whatever you want. But that's what I think. I think most white people, that's what I think. Now, there are probably exceptions to the rule, and there are probably different people all over this United States of America, but right now, the focus is on black people being shot and killed with impunity, and the police, aka the race soldiers, are using qualified immunity to just go ahead and just be reckless and be motherfucking Charles Bronson with a goddamn gun. And oh, I was going for my taser. Stop. See, when white people sit back, when the dominant society sits back and watches how much we coon and we sambo, they be laughing. Because they be like, look at these niggas. They ain't got no heart. They ain't got no balls. Nothing. They don't stand on shit. It's almost like a video game to them. That's why I always reference the corporate plantation. When you're dealing with a lot of sambos, you're going to get a lot of sambos on the corporate plantation. And since damn near all of us got to go to that motherfucker, beware of that shit. You're going to see it everywhere you go. That's why you got to read and study and understand how it works. You know, when you understand about black labor and how it equals white wealth, I think you kind of get a different sense of reality. So when you looking at a dominant society motherfucker who's successful in the CEO or a VP or a manager, you're not really as upset because you're just looking at him like, you're looking at him more like, you're only here because of my people's black labor. If it wasn't for my people's black labor, you wouldn't even have this shit. And stop letting them string you along to think that, oh, well, we came here as immigrant workers and all that. Y'all need to stop. Shut whoever's running with that narrative. That's a false narrative. So who's running with that narrative? They need to stop that shit immediately. Because it's a false narrative. Stop. There's so many treaties that the United States of America Incorporated don't go by. Yes, it is a corporation. It's a business. That's why all the laws are written in Delaware. But that's a whole nother podcast. I'm just saying, you know, like your birth certificate is basically a promissory note for you to pay the debt back. But like I said, that's a whole nother topic. I'm just saying we gotta understand that. It's so many wars that's going on, but the main war is the race war that we've been dealing with 450 years. That's why they use us to cultivate the land. Go read Medical Apartheid. You see all the shit that they was putting niggas through. That's why I know our melanin is powerful. Because if it wasn't, then why the fuck was they experimenting on us? John Sims. Just like the BET Awards had Procter and fucking Gamble sponsoring they shit. Procter and Gamble, man, was it James Procter or James Gamble? One of them motherfuckers. Them motherfuckers big time racist and was up with the shit because they was mentioning medical apartheid too. They was up with the racist shit too. But we don't know that because we don't want to do this because niggas don't want to read. You know why niggas want to read? Because all we want to do, we want instant gratification. We don't want to take the time to build shit. That's the one thing that I've learned out of many with my folk. We don't want to take the time to build shit. At all. But we want all the support, and but we don't want to build nothing from the ground up. There is no such thing as building the foundation. That's why I feel like our history is lost. Most niggas think that geometry comes from Pythagoras. That's what they think. Pythagoras did it. Like I keep saying over and over again. I remember this white boy was like, well, he had a sundial, and I said, no, sir. You need to read the book Stolen Legacy. And in that book, it details how Pythagoras was over in ancient Kemet, Egypt, Africa, studying in the mystery schools. And he studied for 22 years math. And he was like, oh, well, but maybe I said, well, he had to have gotten it from Africa because it was outlawed in Europe. That's why Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, and motherfucking Pythagoras and all them other motherfuckers, Hermes, Trismegistus, all these other motherfuckers that stole our shit, they went to Africa and stole it. And then they came back and then put their name behind it because people don't understand that Alexander the Greek, not the Great, the Greek, raided the library of Alexander and then kept all the knowledge for himself and then gave it to fucking Pythagoras and Plato and all these other motherfuckers like, oh, well, this your shit now. And now y'all can go in, and then that's why it's been retaught. But we don't know that because we don't want to learn that. Not that I'm saying, hey, I just learned about this about 5-6 years ago. So I'm taking what I've learned and then I'm applying it to my everyday life. That's why I look at things different. That's when you hear motherfuckers be like, well, all lives matter. Those people, some of them are just ignorant, but the majority of them are white fragilists that have this notion like, why are they complaining? They should just be happy to be here. And the reason why they feel that way is because you have a lot of stepping fidgets and coons and sambos that I just happy to be here. And not like, nah, man, I'm supposed to be here. I take my props. Y'all some white racist motherfuckers. And we need to understand that the institution of racism and white supremacy is an institution. It's a team sport. So with it being a team sport, the law corresponds with law enforcement. Who makes those laws? Our good friends like Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and all the rest of them that Jeffrey Epstein was clicked in with. That's who makes the laws. So why would they make the laws for black folk? You tell me. Why would they even attempt to make them for black folk? That's why I said, man, we got to understand what it is. We got to understand what it is, and we got to keep getting an understanding that it's not going to change. See, people think it's going to die down. Like, oh, no, it's not going to die down. And I'm going to play this from this lady that was going on a nigger rant and all this other shit. So here, let me play this shit. And I'm going to play this shit and see what's going on.
Fake ass nigga.
Now, it looks to seem like it's either Asian or I think it's an Asian lady, and I don't know what it is, but she's talking to this black brother, and I don't know if he is I think it's Gibson Arnold and Associates. That's what it is.
You have not been to the Niger, the country where people are mixed and they come from the east and the west and the north and the south. You better call the police because I said nigga.
See? And this brother, a Sambo, is just sitting up here. I would have been like, man, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I'm going to have to ask you to leave now. Or I'm going to call law enforcement for trespassing. You're being very disrespectful. No. Matter of fact, get out. That's what I said. You need to go. But no, he just sitting up there twirling his chair around like a goddamn sambo. And then so on and so on. Here, let me play the other one because they bleeping out everything. Here we go.
Fake ass nigga.
And she let it be known, fake ass nigga. See, she let it be known. That's why y'all gotta, check like that Asian motherfucker from I forgot, Hangover. That Chinese motherfucker. I want to see him make fun of his fucking community the way he always, my nigga, and all this other shit. He funny. No, he's not. And somebody need to pull his coattail and be like, hey, man, that shit ain't cool. You need to stop it, bro. For real.
You have not been to the Niger, the country where people are mixed and they come from the east and the west and the north and the south. You better call the police because I said nigga. Nigga.
See that? Nigga. That's when somebody should have got up and been like, I'm going to ask you to leave. Now. And then after, somebody should have forced that bitch to fuck up out of there. Because I bet you somebody put their hands on her, she'd have called the police and be like, oh, some niggers just hit me. That's what she'd have done. And look at that. And where's our allies at? That what I want to know. See, you can't see the video. Y'all need to go look up this video. It's Gibson, Arnold, and Associates. Go look up the video. I got to learn how to screenshot. I'll just be bullshitting. And if you watch the video, it's a white dude in the back with his mask on. He ain't saying shit. He ain't telling her, hey, man, you can't say that. Where the allies at? See, that's why motherfuckers be thinking we got allies. They'll sit up there and let you get clowned all day. That's called teamwork because they're on the team of racism and white supremacy. They're not on our team. And this black Sambo just letting her talk, man, I'm disappointed in him. Nigga. Repeat it. Let's make some raps for the niggas. Let's make some. And she sang a song about it. Let's make some rap for my niggas. Raps for the niggas. See? I want to hear you rap, motherfucker. I want to hear you rap, motherfucker. You prove yourself a nigga. You're not a nigga. You're a fake ass nigga. Can we cross it? And those ladies that was in there, apparently they must have been some Sambos too. Because somebody should have got up and be like, oh, I'm your nigga, and slapped the shit out of that bitch. That's what somebody should have did. Or they should have asked her to leave. But the Sambo bald-headed black motherfucker, he just spinning his chair around. Looking like a goddamn Sambo. On our task, because it's really important that we do this bullshit. And it's really important. It's really important that you record it so you get some publicity.
Oh, don't worry. This is all for attention. I'm not trying to post this anywhere. It's all for attention and history.
Oh, my God. This is what a Sambo. And it's not the dude that's talking, but the Sambo motherfucker just spinning around in his chair. He not saying nothing. And allegedly, I think he's in charge. He ain't say shit. And that's exactly why why you ain't say nothing. Let me tell you something. Even if you own a corporate plantation, motherfuckers know who they can try and who they can't. And the thing that they know about me, don't try it, bruh. Do not try it. I am not the one. So don't come over here with the nigga jokes and all that other shit, because shit, I don't play that shit.
I don't give a damn what you like, man, to be quite honest.
You need to do your eyebrows.
I've been trying to do my work.
She told me he needed to do his eyebrow.
I'm sorry that you need to do your eyebrows. It's a misunderstanding on your part.
You can.
Hold on.
We are time for the relief. Oh my God, it's racial. We are time for the release. Get dry.
Hold on, because the sound keep cutting out. There we go.
You don't understand. I have a mustache and a beard, motherfucker. Oh my God, these poor guys. They really have to suffer through this. It's injustice. It is an injustice. These guys are so stupid that they cannot make it through.
And you see how she's making a mockery of what we go through. That's how they really feel. Like, I don't know why it surprised anybody. And then you watch the Sambo nigga just twirling around in his chair. I want to fucking jump in that video and take that goddamn mask he got on and choke the shit out of his ass and slap him on the back of his head. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? You should have asked her to leave. You know what? You got to go. You can't be in here with that, man. Man, let that happen. If I'm in power, I'm be like, you need to get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. For real. That's why I'm like, man, because I know how motherfuckers are. They'll bait you into this shit, and then when you respond, like that lady that pulled that gun out on them black people. But see, that shit show black people that, you know what? That's what it is. Now we need to armor up. Because let a black woman would have ran up on some white people and pulled a gun out. They'd have called the police on her for point. And you pointed a gun at somebody, and they didn't even say nothing to that bitch.
Like, they can't get the metro stop. They cannot get Uber.
And that's how they feel. And don't ever think that shit is gonna change. It's never gonna change. Stop thinking that this shit is gonna change. This shit is not gonna change, man. At all. Let me look up. I'm gonna look up what Shannon Sharp said today, because he said some real, I think it was today. Shannon Sharp. Let's see. Which phone was it on? Because I was looking on my phone. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on, let me see. Shannon Sharp. The Shannon Sharp Black. Let's see. Here we go. I want to see what Shannon Sharp says, because he said some real shit. Then I watched Terry Crews tell him, well, you gotta be such and such. You can't be so angry. He gonna tweet that shit. Man, you a fucking Sambo. Motherfucker always, man, get the fuck out of here.
He played prior to the Star Spangled Banner before every Week 1 NFL game. Shannon, what was your reaction when you heard this?
Skip, I don't want to come off as being ungrateful. But for me,
I like how he started it. I don't want to come off as being grateful. Very, very intelligent. See, that was very intelligent. So a motherfucker can be like, oh, they're ungrateful, because that's the first thing they'll say.
This is another symbolic gesture. And I've asked, okay, playing this.
Facts. They're talking about doing the black national anthem for the NFL. Symbolism. I've done so many podcasts on that. Symbolism, symbology. Painting the street BLM and naming the street Black Lives Matter. That's nigga shit. Here, take this picture. That's like a motherfucker. That's like a motherfucker telling you telling a motherfucker, man, I'm hungry. And and instead of them giving you money or food or anything, they give you a fucking fork or a plate. No food, no money, nothing where you can get the food, but they give you a food or a plate. And that person is the person that could change everything instantaneously. But they give you a fork or a spoon or a plate or a bowl. But they give you no milk, no cereal, no nothing, no food, no nothing. You can't go get it nowhere else. But they give you a fork or a plate and just tell you, well, be happy for the fork or the plate. But you still ain't got no food.
How much closer does this get us to economic equality? How much closer does this get us to
Facts. Speak, brother Shannon. Economic equality. What y'all think these books are about, man? Nigga ain't just sitting up here reading these books for shits and giggles. That's real shit. Come on, man. What the fuck we gonna do with symbology?
Systemic and institutional racism. What is this going to do about the hiring practices for minorities in the NFL? Does playing this get us closer to that? At some point in time, Skip, you know what the thing is. What I'm seeing from a lot of institutions is that what you're doing is that you're dipping your foot in the water, but ain't nobody wanting to dive in.
Yep.
Because of all the things that transpired, and George Floyd tragically lost his life, was murdered over 6 weeks ago, Skip. Really, the only state that's really done anything is Colorado. They've done away with qualified immunity. Yep. That's the only one. Now, everybody else keep talking about, oh, we won't.
Thank you. Qualified immunity. What I just basically, that's just giving the police the right to do whatever the fuck they want. They can stand behind. I was in fear for my life. That's what qualified immunity means in a nutshell. And Colorado's the only state that was like, well, we doing away with qualified immunity. Every other state, you see, ain't nobody else doing away with it.
We won't change. What wanting it is one thing. What are you going to do to bring about that change? NFL, thank you. Okay, I get it. It's another great symbolic gesture. The NFL is, oh, we doing all this. But come on, bro. Enough of these gestures for me. Skip, don't pat me on the back and not provide a service for me that truly shows me that you care about me.
Yep.
How long do they think this is going to go? Okay, you're going to play this before every week one a game. And then black people going to look around and they're going to be like, oh, my God, they playing that. And then what? Hell, my situation around me hasn't changed. I'm still impoverished.
Facts. He's dropping real facts right now. Shannon is, look, this is as close as you're going to get to a nigga that look like you on TV speaking with passion and talk about the real issues. And you notice, Skip is not interrupting him. Y'all notice that. You notice that he's not interrupting him like, oh, well, playing devil's advocate type shit. Because, they get to doing that, but let's keep listening.
Still, these laws that are enacted still doesn't help me. So what have you done? Come on, look, Skip. I'm not really big into symbolic gestures without a cause, without something deeper. Snatch down the statues, but not before you give me economic equality.
That's a fact. I don't care about the statues. How many times I've been saying this? How you gonna paint a street Black Lives Matter, but y'all will not talk about economic equality for black folk in this country? And we built, the dominant society is so cold that they got so many niggas afraid to talk about reparations. It's sickening. They got so many people that's like, well, I don't need a handout. They got niggas so transformed and so trained, like taking reparations is taking a handout. No, it's taking what is owed to you. That's owed from the blood, sweat, and tears. The people dying in the transatlantic slave trade. The people being sold on auction blocks. We were the first cattle. We were the first stock. Stop it with the bullshit. And I'm so sick of listening to other black prominent celebrities tiptoe around racism, tiptoe around reparations because they're being paid by the dominant society. So it's like, oh, well, I don't want to shake the tree and make Massa mad. And it's like, okay, I get it. I understand. But there's a way you can say it in such an articulate, in such a technically advanced way, in such a sophisticated way where motherfuckers wouldn't even know it. If you just start quoting books like Black Labor, White Wealth, it teaches us that, we are a peculiar people. We built this country, blah, blah, blah. You ain't got to go in there and be like, fuck y'all white. You don't have to do none of that. But you can read if you, a lot of these black celebrities ain't read nothing and don't plan on reading anything. And then they shove a mic in their face and they get to talking all lives matter type shit. And then everybody be mad at them. But that's why.
Snatch the monuments and take away words and names off buildings. But let's get rid of this economic, let's get rid of this injustices that we see. And I hope, Skip, look, if you've ever cared for a child, and women will know what I'm talking about, Skip, there's a difference between a child being hungry and a child needing to be satisfied with a pacifier. Stop giving us these pacifiers. We're hungry.
Facts.
Feed us. Don't pacify us anymore.
Man, ain't that what Pac was saying? Pac was saying, like, you got a whole bunch of people outside starving, and you see they in there cooking, lobster, shrimp, cooking everything, and they like, man, we hungry. I wish we had some food at first. And then you still seeing them cooking and eating and eating and eating, and they ain't giving no food. And like, man, I wish, can we? Then it gets to the point where we like, hey, motherfucker, we want something to eat. And that's exactly what they doing. And all these people, a part of the dominant society, that are acting like they don't know what's going on. Like, oh my God, I can't believe black people have been oppressed like that. That is white fragility. Stop. So you just woke up one day and was just like, I can't believe, man, you know this shit been going on. You just don't care.
Well said. So when I first saw this headline, my first thought was about you. And I wondered if you would have the reaction that you just gave me about this. And I realize the National Football League is in a tricky spot here because do we do enough or do we look like we're doing too much?
Yeah, but ain't nobody asked for this.
No.
Thank you. Ain't nobody asked. They know what they know what we want. They know exactly what they trying to play Simon Says type shit. You know what the fuck is going on, and you know what we want. So stop it with the bullshit. After y'all done fucking oppressed Colin Kaepernick and vilified him and had everybody in the whole United States looking at him like some fucking devil when he was protesting police brutality against black people. And now all of a sudden, Roger Goodell walks back his statement because Drew Brees basically let it be known. Fuck y'all niggas, and you better not kneel or you disrespecting us. That's basically what you're saying. And I read this one tweet from the brother from Black Jesus, Andre Fuller, and he said that he grew up competed against Drew Brees because they went to different high schools, but I guess they were in the same type of conference or whatever. And he said a lot of their license plate tags was like, yes, we wealthy, we rich, and what? Like, that don't surprise me.
Stop doing things we're not asking for. We had this big argument with Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz has been catching flack, Skip, because he says we got to make sure Black Lives Matter doesn't morph into Black Lives Better. Can we just get the Black Lives equal before we step over the threshold and talk about Black Lives are better?
Oh my God! Much power and respect to our brother Shannon Sharp, man. He on the money today to me. That nigga like, can we just get to Black lives being safe, basically, before we want to talk about our lives being better than everybody else's? Stop. Wow.
Can we do something meaningful before we start playing the Black National Anthem? Nobody asked you to play that.
What if the NFL did nothing? How would you feel?
Well, they ain't doing nothing now. We had the Rooney Rule. They had to go back and add some more paragraphs and more language for the Rooney Rule.
Okay.
For what?
But if I'm talking about on week one, if there were no symbolic gestures, if it just came and went, would you be offended by that?
No, I'm offended by it because I hope that they don't think because people are not in the street like they were the first month that this is going away. It's not going away, Skip. It's not. People finally, Skip, people are starting to see. Yeah. Man, I can see progress can be made. So now must hold people accountable.
Yep.
Man.
Ooh.
So I thought a lot about this last night because it hit me in my head and then all the way down to my heart that the black community has needed its own national anthem. That's all you need to know. That's how sad that is. That the gravity of that hit me right between the eyes.
That's true, though. Think about it. We so separate from this country, we need our own national anthem. Now, let's just dissect that. No. If history would if we would learn history and white folks, the dominant society, would teach history correctly, it wouldn't be that way. White people wouldn't grow up, for the most part, thinking that they're supposed to be telling niggas what to do. Most white people would be walking around honoring us and like, damn, black people are cold. Black people, man, they dope. No, but they view us in such a catastrophic way to me because of the way history has been told. You know, nobody wants to tell how Christopher Columbus got to United States of America Incorporated and how he was a cannibal a lot of times because they couldn't cultivate the land, so they couldn't grow no crops, so they couldn't eat. You know, nobody knows any of these things. They just know that Christopher Columbus got here with the Indians, and then they try to like segregate the Native American Indians as if they not black, as if they were here. Stop it. Y'all know what the fuck is going on. That's the reason why a lot of this shit is the way it is. That's why a lot of younger white people that's like, well, this shit has always been this way. Because that's what I learned in high school. Because if you go to high school, they don't teach you shit about where Pythagoras got this math from. You just know it's the Pythagorean theorem. And that's why it is the way it is. So if you can tell history, which translates to his story that way, then guess what? They're going to tell it their way. That's why in world history, they talk about everything but Africa. Y'all ain't noticed that? I remember world history, they talk about Joseph Stalin, Hitler. They talk about everything but African history and how we need Africans' resources to survive. They never talk about any of that, but they want to teach you about the legislative branch, the judicial branch, the executive branch. They want to tell you about those fucking branches, but they don't want to tell you how that intermingles with Africa. How catastrophic things would have been if black people didn't build this country, it wouldn't be a country. Most dominant society people would have took their asses back to where the fuck they came from. But they needed black people to do it. Nobody talks about any of that. They just breeze over it. Most of history books, it's not even in the history books in school.
Last night.
Right.
I've known about Lift Every Voice.
Yeah.
It's always been out there. It's great. It was a poem originally that was put to music by two brothers.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. I would encourage everyone, black, white, any color, go read
song.
the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Stop, Skip. Stop it. See, Skip got this white fragility and this white guilt right now. I think, no, stop it. Because he don't want to sound like no racist either. But you got to stop. Stop it, man. No. Sing and lift every voice is not going to change our economic base. We need an economic base in our own money, and we need reparations. I want my money, and I want it now. So stop all the bullshit.
just call it up on just Google for the lyrics of the song and just read. Especially the middle verse is stunning to me.
Right.
But if we're going to play the black national anthem, then the national anthem back to back before the game, it almost feels like Toronto's playing Golden State in the NBA Finals, and we got to play the Canadian anthem,
play both of them.
and then right, and it's like there's something wrong with this picture,
Right?
Because silly me, idealistic me, I grew up thinking one nation under God, indivisible. Well, it never was.
Never.
And you grew up looking at it completely upside down. Okay, so I have been enlightened, and I have seen and felt, and from my perspective, as much as I would love for us to have one anthem that we all could believe in, you have needed for years your anthem. Maybe there'll come a time when you don't. But
we don't need an anthem, Skip. We need economic equality. See, that's an alligator roll. No, we don't need no fucking national anthem. We can sing that shit at home while we counting our Benjamins, motherfucker. And while we don't, no, y'all want to do something right by us? Give us some money where we ain't got to deal with y'all, period. That'll give me all the confidence in you that you understand you're trying to make amends for what you've done. But you're not, everybody keep trying to avoid the reparation shit. Everybody trying to keep avoiding economic equality. We don't have that. 90% of the wealth is held in the hands of the dominant society. Stop. So stop it with this whole like, oh, well, y'all need, man, and that's what happens. Then you're sitting up here having a conversation about, do we need a black, what the fuck does that matter when there's no black NFL owners? What does that matter when there's only one black NBA owner, which just happens to be the greatest player to ever play the game of basketball? So, of course. Well, let's get this nigga one, but his team is terrible. They'll never allow it. You think they'll allow him to win as an owner and as a player? Please, stop. You saw how David Stern was. If you want to kiss Michael Jordan's ass, good, but we're not kissing Michael Jordan's ass. Nigga, Michael Jordan made the league. Stop. Black folks made the league, but that's how these white Jewish community people view black folk.
important point is, do we need this symbolic gesture to go on? Do we need to play your national anthem every game all year?
Right.
At least to
No, we don't need to do that at all. We don't need to do that at all. If you notice, this will be a topic because, to me,
conversation going.
the bullshit. That's the alligator roll. Well, you guys need your own national anthem. No, we need economic equality. We need bread. We need the reparation that y'all owe us. If I build somebody a motherfucking house, and then after I build the house under the guise of I'm gonna live there and we gonna be cool. And then after I built the house, he said, all right, now get the fuck out, nigga. And you go sleep outside. And I give you a doghouse out there for you and your family. And then, like I said before, then the nigga that I done built the house for, he has a family, and their kids have kids, and their kids have kids, their kids have kids, and then my kids have kids, but we still outside sleeping in the doghouse. Eventually, one of these generations are gonna be like, hey, our great-great-grandfather built that house, so why the fuck are they out weeping off the shit? And that's how it is.
Keep the focus on what really matters. Obviously, what matters the most is what I've campaigned against for like 15 years. It is unarmed black men and women getting killed by white cops, getting murdered by white cops. That's the first, that needs to be attacked first. And then after that, we're already to a point of enlightenment, to racial sensitivity, where we are attacking all of the vestiges that got grandfathered in of slavery. Statues, symbols, take them down. Take them down. We talked about George Preston Marshall and that nickname Redskins. Well, they took his statue down outside RFK. Good. Take them down. So this is all progress, but it's just baby steps toward the ultimate goal. So I sympathize with the national.
But what is the ultimate goal? The ultimate goal is for us to get reparations. Y'all notice I keep talking about that. Fuck all this bullshit. You do the symbolism all you want. I don't give a fuck if you spin on your head butt naked 10 times, Skip Bayless. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Nigga, we need our bread, homie. Nigga, y'all shit is delinquent. I need my chips with dip. So fuck all the bullshit, nigga.
Football League trying to think, well, okay, how do we do this? Well, to me, I want to see kneeling. And I wouldn't mind hearing the Black National Anthem every game all year. I don't know how you'd feel about that. That's, again, my 2 cents from this side of the table. But we need to keep the conversation going. We cannot, so to speak, let it fade to black, because it can't fade to black, or all this will be lost. All this moment in time with the doors and minds open will be lost.
That's fact.
So I would advocate hearing this song before every game ahead of our quote-unquote national.
But what is that going to do for us economically, though? That's a symbol, what Shannon Sharpe has been saying this whole fucking time. That's a symbol. It doesn't mean anything. It can't help black people. People still gonna go home and be bored, so I'm gonna go to a football game, lift every voice and sing. And then when I'm done, I'm gonna watch the football game, and I'm gonna go back to being oppressed at my corporate plantation that I go to by my white dominant society boss who don't like niggas in the first place. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean nothing if nobody's trying to change the system economically. See, that's what people, come on, man. That's why you got to get Powernomics. You got to get these books and really just read them and listen to what he's saying. Read it, and when you interpret what he's saying, you're like, oh, damn. See, those are what Dr. Claude Anderson teaches are horizontal issues, not vertical. We need horizontal issues.
Anthem, just to keep it top of mind, what we just went through. That's just my little point.
Well, if it's going to lead to bringing about change,
okay, I got it. But you know and I know, focus will bring about change.
Yes.
Conversation, strong conversation will bring about change.
Not symbolic justice.
Okay, not symbolic justice.
That's a fact. I'm loving Shannon Sharpe, what he said. Shannon Sharpe always be going in, but that nigga speaking some real shit right now. And low-key, Disney can't really fire him right now because then they'll look like some racist motherfuckers.
But we do know that Minnesota is saying no more chokeholds. Okay, that's a small start, right?
Well, the chokehold's been outlawed.
Thank you.
But here's the thing. If the police, because Skip, that's what it calls, because you have to, and the Supreme Court said, we have to look at the police officers, not as we sit here today. What was he thinking at the very moment? Skip, I used the chokehold. Skip, I was in fear for my life. That's his word. That's what he felt. How do we question what he feels at that given moment? So therefore, he's allowed to use the chokehold. Boom, he gets off.
Did it look like he was in fear of his life with a hand in his pocket?
Exactly. So doing away with qualified immunity. Skip, I'm listening to some of the police unions.
Yep,
Skip, do you know you have to give the police officer, if he's accused of the murder, you have to give him 48 hours? Now, if I kill somebody and they know I did it, you think they're going to give me 48 hours to let me formulate what I'm going to do? And then you got to turn over all your information, what the charges are against him. Really?
Man, speak on that. See, he on fire. He's on fire. He's heating up. He's on fire. Shannon's on fire. He's saying everything most people need to say. That's just what motherfuckers like Terry Crews and Ben Carson and all these other sambos, they don't want to say it. That's why. They don't want to say the shit. But that's real.
The only way to get it done, they're gonna have to break these unions.
Yep.
You gotta break these unions, Skip. They got
Okay.
for lack of a better word, Skip, they got us in figuratively and really, literally a chokehold, Skip.
Yeah.
Because they're so powerful that nobody wants to take them on.
Okay. But doors have been cracked open, and you got to run through them.
Yeah.
Right?
But that's the thing, though, Skip. It's just a crack.
Yep.
This thing got
It's a
swing.
crack.
Hey, he let his ass have it. But it's a good thing, man. That's real shit.
Swing wide open. It ain't good enough for one or two. Because, see, that's what they did, Skip. They cracked the door open, and they said, you got Oprah, you got Michael Jordan, you got LeBron.
What have I been saying the whole time? You got Obama, you got Oprah, you got Michael Jordan. It is equality. Look at all these niggers that we've gave opportunities to. And all of them that they mentioned will not say nothing against the dominant society and anti-black racism and the institution of racism and white supremacy. None of them say it.
A few through. Nah, we trying to get this opened up and get a lot of them through.
Hear both you guys. Good stuff from you. Appreciate you sharing your opinions there. And I do want to shift a little bit to Zion because...
Yeah, man. Man. Shannon Sharp, man. Man, awesome piece today. Very good. Oh, yeah, you see me. well, you probably don't know how long I've been on here. What's up, Tasha? Hey, I seen that video you sent me, too. I was dying laughing when I seen that shit. But, hey, man, I'm telling you right now, go watch that interview. Not the interview, but go watch that on First Take. You just go on YouTube and look up Shannon Sharp about the Black National Anthem. He goes in. I think that was the most powerful thing that I've ever seen on major television in a long time. And what I liked about it was, and I'm not caping for Skip Bayless, but I liked was, it wasn't that he was playing devil's advocate. He was just speaking from the perspective of most white people. Well, maybe we should, such. But he wasn't being antagonistic, and he wasn't cutting him off and making Shannon Sharp look like the angry black man. Well, why you getting so angry? No, he was letting him get out his frustrations because he knows good goddamn well what everything that Shannon Sharp said was the truth. Was the truth. Everything that Shannon Sharp said was the truth. You know, and what really bothers me about the whole situation is it'll be like Ice Cube. Ice Cube only went out there by himself going in on these dominant society people. I ain't hear nobody in Hollywood back Ice Cube. You know how many opportunities Ice Cube done gave to people? But nobody has retweeted his shit. Has I stand with Ice Cube, he's right. No, I'm talking about nobody with a blue check. Most people are going to stay away from Ice Cube because they so worried about, oh, man, they going to take his opportunities away. He's not going to have the big three anymore. And blah, blah. Man, stop. Cube will be all right. Cube was good with his money. Cube will be all right. Well, y'all be all right because y'all don't want to stand for shit and y'all ain't got shit. That's what tripped me out about a lot of these black celebrities. Like Terry Crews. You know what it is? Because Terry Crews, in my personal opinion, he's never had that type of money. So it's almost like you've never had linguine before, or you never had lasagna or some shit like that. Your master give you, and you like, man, that's really good, boss. Like that type of shit. And it's almost parallel to that. And I think a lot of the times we as human beings, in my personal opinion, I think black folks, when a down in society person gives you anything, you cherish it. Oh, he said this about me. He said that. And then when a black person says, you just kind of like, all right. But a lot of the time there's a lot of these sambos and coons and mammies that put a bad taste in people's mouth, in black people's mouth. But that shouldn't stop you from seeing the whole perspective. Like I said, man, working on the corporate plantation, you know how many sambos and mammies and coons I done dealt with? of my own people fight me? Man, I've dealt with it all. You just gotta overlook it. Like I said when I worked at Opportunity Village, and this old ass bitch, this bitch was like older than my mama. And was trying to tell me about how I need to act and all this other shit. And I just looked at that bitch and I was like, because the way she was coming at me was basically, you know, because I used to joke a lot in the meetings and shit. This was years ago. Down there, 20-something years ago. You know, and she like, you know, I just wanted to tell you, you know, that, you know, when we having our meeting, you be in there joking and people be laughing, you know, but, you know, really it's disrespectful and, you know, people are not going to take you serious and they're going to just think that you just like to joking. And I just was like, all right, I'm listening to her. And she was like, I think you just need to be more mature because, you know, we all need our jobs here and all. And I was like, but why you like, and then I think I was like, but you not my supervisor. Ain't nobody else came up to me and saying that. She was like, yeah, that's because they don't want to say nothing to you. But all those people that was in there laughing and joking, that's what they're saying. And then she didn't know I was going to go back and ask them. And I was like, yeah, man, her name was Linda. This old lady, shout out to Miss Linda that I work with at the Court Plantation now. Man, that's my girl. I got to reach out to Miss Linda. Not this Miss Linda. You know, no, maybe her name was Linda. I forgot what her name was. But not the Miss Linda that I work at the Court Plantation with. Nah, she cool. She good people. She like an auntie to me. But this other lady, nah, I don't think that was her name. And then I went, I was like, yeah, man, old girl said that, you know, I guess y'all don't want me laughing and joking. And they was like, man, fuck that bitch. That bitch is full of shit. She always kissing everybody else's ass. And she was like, she always kissing white folks' ass and shit, man, fuck that bitch. So once they told me that shit, I was like, man, they was like, you didn't say nothing to her? I was like, ah. So then the next meeting, I was laughing and joking and shit. And nobody say nothing. And she was like, now, I know we already talked about it, but I'm just giving you another warning because, you know, they might make it where you can't come to me. I said, I don't take advice from people that, I don't even have their own means of transportation. They older than my mama. And I was young at the time. And she was just like, excuse me. And I was like, yeah, and I don't take advice from people who is getting rides from their boss because they don't have their own means of transportation, but you trying to tell me what to do. And you older than my mom. Nah, I'm good. And she was just like, oh, okay, well, excuse me. And then after that bitch never said nothing to me again. Bitch, fuck you. She just one of them mammy-ass bitches, just old, black, bitter bitch who, you know, you get a kick out of talking crazy to a nigga or a nigga that you think you could talk crazy to, but you're not going to say nothing to these white people or nobody else, but you're going to say something to me. Man, stop. Stop it. And you get more of them, and I don't know what it is, man. They always try me. It's always a mammy or some sambo nigga want to try me, and then when you start telling them, then they like go into they act more worse than white fragilities. Black fragility type shit. They like, well, no, my brother, I'm with you, man, stop. And I think that's what a lot of the problem is. We be giving too many motherfucking Sambos and coons a pass. Not me. I'm calling their asses out. If I even think you on that Sambo train, nigga, you're getting called out. Fuck all the bullshit. Like I said, I don't give a fuck who you fuck with. But I'm judging you off of your character. So if you dating Asian motherfuckers, so you catering for the Asian community, Sambo. If you a motherfucking nigga and you date Latino, so it's all the black and brown, Sambo. Sorry. If you date white, oh, well, you know, we got someone. No, man, fuck all that. Anybody that's up under you, they should understand what your struggle is that is different from everyone else's. And you shouldn't have to include their racial group in on it in order for y'all to be together. Nah, that's whack. Anybody that understands the black struggle and has read these books like Black Labor, White Wealth, and all these other books I'm saying, they'll understand all GP. Like, nah. This ain't about no other racial group. And they'll understand that when you start black and brown or black and Asian, all these coalitions, those are broad and ambiguous terms, as Dr. Claude Anderson teaches us about. Those are not vertical issues. Those are horizontal issues. So basically, what you're doing, you're on a hamster wheel. You just moving lateral movement. You're not moving forward. You just moving from side to side. You might as well wave your hands in the air and wave around like you just don't care, clown. And I think that's what it is. We so busy want to add somebody to our purpose because they show us a little bit of interest when, nigga, they not, as Nipsey Hussle would say, all money in. All money in. Ain't nobody all money in but us. So we got to stop waiting for other people to be all money in. And just because they know how to dance and cut a rug and nah. We can't be that way because that way is not the way to get shit done. If motherfuckers, look, this is the first thing you want to do when you want to question a white person. You say, okay, you for the movement, then are you using your privilege to stop the oppression against black people? I'm talking about at the court plantation any way you can. So you going to call out your other racist co-workers at the job? Or are you going to sit back and watch them do it because it's not you? That's what most, to me, dominant society motherfuckers do at the court plantation. And then they don't need to call out the shit because what'll happen is when they stand back, it'll be a whole bunch of black folks that'll jump to their rescue about anything. Like I said, look at the Eminem thing. When Lord Jamar was going at him and Nick Cannon was going at look at all these black people jumping into the defense of Eminem. But you never heard him say nothing. But what I liked about Lord Jamar, I like when he stood on his square and was like, I don't give a fuck what y'all think about me. I know who I am and I know what I've done for hip hop. And he's a guest in the house of hip hop. I don't give a fuck what you say. Then Eminem had to retract because he knew that Lord Jamar was like, I'm not even a fucking battle rapper. What are you talking about? Nigga, I'm an enlightener. What you saying? I'm a god body. 5%er. I'm not on no fucking battle rap. Nigga, what you saying? Oh well, he's still a guest in hip hop. Then after all that fuss, Eminem does a scripted interview with Crooked Eye, one of his, to me, boys or whatever. Oh, I never said I wasn't a guest in the house of hip hop. Well, then why don't you just come out and say that in the first place, nigga? Why would you do all that? Because you have what I would say the typical white boy syndrome. How dare this nigga say something crazy about me? Look at how many people I influenced. No, stop it. Stop. We saw that documentary and what you did to Prue's family when you didn't give a fuck. You paid his mom's mortgage for a little bit. You got tired of paying that bitch and let that bitch lose her shit. And oh well. And then you try to get back the masters that weren't yours. Go watch The Untold Story of Hip Hop in Detroit by Champtown. That tells you all you need to know about Eminem. After I saw that, I was done. I was like, all right, I get it. I'm done. I don't need no more. Period. And that's how you gotta look at things. Look at the surroundings. Look at what's going on. Look at all the symbolism that they giving everybody. Oh, the Black National Anthem. Man, what the fuck does that matter? The Black National Anthem. Stop, nigga. Stop. The Black National Anthem, my motherfucking ass. Stop with the bullshit. That's all symbolism. But you notice when we start talking about reparation, motherfuckers bounce, rock, and roller skate around that shit. Motherfucker be on them skates like in ATL. Doing their little dances and symbols and shit. But motherfuckers don't want to talk about no goddamn reparations. And then when you do, they talk about, oh, well, they should get $2 billion. Man, what the fuck is that? No, we should get enough money where we ain't got to ever go, well, at least for the next 5-6 years, we ain't got to go work for y'all. That's how it should be. Facts. But no, why would, but they found that money for the motherfucking, they found that stimulus package money. First of all, I don't know why motherfuckers, all they doing is just printing it. It's not backed by anything anyway. If you had any type of knowledge of what's going on, but most niggas think that the government prints the money. And then when you start talking about the elite Jewish bankers, motherfuckers be like, here you go with this bullshit. What's the truth? The dominant society, which the white Jewish elite bankers own the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is about as federal as the Federal Express. Stop playing. But most people don't understand that shit because they look at it like, oh, well, the government printed. Stop. The government ain't printing no goddamn money. I don't know how long. That's why you should say U.S. Treasury note. Now it says Federal Reserve note. Stop. We ain't been on gold and I don't know how the fuck long. Our money has no value. And neither does your brain if you don't read and research. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody listening and subscribing. Hey, like I said, no, I don't know. I don't claim to know anything. You never said, I never said, oh, I know. Nope, I don't know that. Go check out the books I was talking about. Go check out Michelle Alexander's The New Jim Crow. Go check this book out. These books are not for show. Nigga, I didn't really read them. Go check out The Secret Relationship Between Jews and Blacks. Go check out these books, man. Go check out Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper. Go check this out. And if you want to see about some real crooked motherfuckers, you know your local Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? You know the one that's on the wall in every church, especially black church. You know the perm press Just For Me kit with the motherfucking Kurt Rambis, Pal Gasol looking nigga. Cesare Borgia. That's your Jesus Christ. Go check out the Borgias and their enemies. Go check it out. Very, very good book. They corrupt as a motherfucker. But hey, man, I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing. I will see y'all on Sunday, probably around like 3:30, 4 o'clock. Hey, man, y'all have a good 4th of July holiday. For all you clown ass niggas, don't be out there doing no bullshit with no fucking fireworks. And niggas, don't use your goddamn stimulus check money to go buy a whole bunch of fireworks, because they don't really mean shit. And we will discuss the 4th of July and aftermath on Sunday. Hey, man, if you're out there bullshitting around and preparing for tomorrow and all this other shit and talking about, yeah, black people, 4th of July and all that, dude, fuck out of here, nigga. And if you on some Sambo shit, guilty, nigga. I'm out. Peace.